So if you've been trying to learn Spanish, you've been struggling, and your main struggle is you can read Spanish, but you can't understand it when you hear it. Stay tuned for this video. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all know. I've been speaking Spanish for 7 years. I've done all the courses, Duolingo, Flash call, everything, tutors, everything. Did it all, and I understand where you're coming from. I understand your pain point. I'm gonna break it down. These 3 reasons why you're having trouble understanding people when you speak, but you can read Spanish, right? So, okay, so let's think about it, right? Let's talk about Spanish and English. Spanish and English are pretty similar, right? The letters are similar to a degree, right? You would say like 90% similar. The sounds are same. The pronunciations are different. I mean, the pronunciations are different, and the vowel sounds are different. But by and large, 80 to 90% is technically kind of English. So when you see words enough, let's say you've done flashcards, you do Duolingo, and you see enough words in a certain pattern, and you are familiar with certain words and vocabulary, you can understand it, right? Now, here's the thing though. Reason number one why you can read better than listen is because our brains default to the easiest method. So, like I just explained, how English and Spanish are very similar. When your brain sees English, it's easier to just default to that and just kind of just do that. But now, when it comes to listening, it's not it's not the same, right? Like hearing Spanish and reading Spanish are two different activities, right? Like in my Spanish learning system, I have what's called an input output matrix, right? So I'll put it right here on the screen. The input output matrix is on the left side. You have reading and listening, and on the right side is writing and speaking. That's output. Where a lot of people, when they study, they do a lot of reading. They kind of do listening, but not enough listening, and they kind of do writing, but they don't do nowhere near a lot of speaking. So where you're going, so the reason why a lot of Spanish learning material falls short is because you're learning how to read, you're reading a lot, but you're not speaking, you're not engaged in conversation, so you're not hearing a lot, right? So that's number one. I'm gonna get to the other parts as well. So the brain defaults to easier methods to consume information like reading. Like I said earlier, Spanish and English are very similar. Number two, I just kind of talked about it. We're going to expound on it more. Lack of open communication with Spanish speakers. So, like I said, a lot of times when people are learning Spanish, they'll use Duolingo, right? We'll just go ahead and start with that. Duolingo will give you words, it'll give you some sounds, it'll give you like a voice recorded, probably AI, we don't know. I think it is AI. But they'll listen to it and it's like, yeah, you listen to it, you hear boy, you hear agua, you hear, but it's like, are you hearing necesito ir a la baño, necesito ir a la banco porque necesito agarrar más dinero porque necesito pagar mi renta porque es la primera de mes? You see what I'm saying? Like, are they hitting you with that? No, they're not hitting you with that. Now I know that might be a little more advanced. I know what you might be saying, but however, that is critical because you have to hear a lot of open communication in Spanish in order to actually understand it more. So, how we get past this in my Spanish learning system is we give you the tools to have the confidence to talk to people, to get out of your comfort zone, to engage with people and speak. And the more people you speak to, the more you will listen. You see? You see how it kind of all compounds. So now that you can speak to people, you can talk to people, you can interact with people, you're gonna hear more people, you're gonna listen to more people, and it's gonna like be downloading your brain. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like it's like a real cool effect. And the last reason that I believe that people do not learn Spanish, and here's the thing: they do not listen to enough Spanish media. And this is what I'm saying right here. Now, this is kind of a cheat code. So you'll hear people say, watch Spanish TV shows, right? Yes, I 1000% recommend watching Spanish TV shows, movies, Spanish music. You will not hear me. That is a excellent way. However, it's the way you do it. The way you do it is muy importante. Es demasiado importante. The way you do it is if you're watching a movie, take off the subtitles, English or Spanish. I don't give a damn if it's Spanish. Same thing, because like I was like, we go all the way back. As you see how this whole thing is building off each other, we go back to the beginning when I said about reading. Our brain defaults to what's easiest for us to understand. And when you're watching something, when you're listening to something in Spanish and you have subtitles on, your brain is kind of shutting off the listening part and is focusing on the reading part. So you're watching a Spanish movie with Spanish subtitles. You may be thinking you might be getting better at reading, but you're still not getting better at listening. So cut them subtitles off. I know. Listen, I know it might be challenging in the beginning. You might be like, "Damn, what the hell are they saying, bro? Fuck!" Like you might be like, "Man, what's going on?" With time, poco a poco cada dia. It's, it's like I said earlier, like listen to Spanish media as a learning tool. It has to feel like learning. You can't just. I mean, it can be passive, like I said with the subtitles. Yeah, that's cool, but if you're trying to work on your ear, you have to shut off any other mode that your brain would default to, which is reading. So you got to turn off those. You got to turn off those subtitles. And as well, also part about Spanish media too. The reason why I love music so much is because you get to hear different accents and different dialects, right? Like I said, I love Bad Bunny, right? Bad Bunny's from Puerto Rico, and yes, I might have learned Spanish in Mexico. Talked to a lot of people in Mexico, but Puerto Rico, but Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican Spanish helped me out tremendously because, well, for one, I picked up on some slang. Things were a little bit faster, and I felt like me listening to his Spanish made regular. I don't know why I keep saying regular Spanish. It's regular. All of it's Spanish. I'm sorry, but what I mean to say is when I'm not listening to his music and I'm listening to people in real life, real life. Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Real life Spanish. It was like way easier, right? And I picked up a lot of different things. So it's not just Puerto Rico. You got Dominican, you got Colombian, you got Cuban. It's all different types of music, all type of beautiful music that's gonna prepare you and train your ear, right? Because you can have the lyrics on there, but I still think that now what I do recommend is understand a song first, like translate the song's lyrics, understand the context of the song, and then listen to it again without the lyrics. Or you can still have the Spanish lyrics on there for music, and just kind of follow along with it. And then as you keep following along, then you gradually take it off, right? So I like music a little bit more in that regard because songs are like 2 3 minute 4 minute songs. Movies are like 2 hours a lot of times. TV shows like an hour nowadays, so it's a little bit longer for the process. So I feel like music is a better medium in order to train your ear, in my opinion, right? So, well, I mean, not even just my opinion. I mean, the results are there. I mean, it works. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. This was really fun. If you are, like I said, if you want to learn Spanish and you need some help and you need some strategy, go into the link in the description box below and book a one-on-one Spanish strategy call. I want to talk to you. I want to hear what you're struggling with, what your desires are, like where you stuck at, and see if we can, help you out with that. Because I'm sure you probably, I would trust me, I was there right where you were, struggling and frustrated to learn Spanish. It was, yeah. So don't worry about it. I'm here for you. All right, y'all. It's your boy Lou, trying to make the world a better place, teach more people Spanish, and become bilingual. All right, y'all. It's your boy Lou, man. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.